check the mic first. Am I good? Get the sound right? This is not comedy hour, I promise. The funny thing is, I used to go to this school, and my class used to sit like in this area here. Yeah, O2. Who's an O2er? Kendra, come here! Kendra, come up! Kendra, Adrian, everybody! Come give me a hug. I don't know how long it's been, 2 decades? Come up here. I'm gonna let you after.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna find you. How about that? Reunion. Okay, so it's just a little surreal. I haven't been in this room since 1999, 2000, maybe. So I'm 31. I just turned 31 on January 30th. How about that? Ooh, thank you. And when I was approached to do this TED Talk, I was immediately like, why? And then it was kind of like put in perspective for me. And I'm not really one to do speeches. I'm really weird, if you can imagine. And so I do the performing and I'm on stage doing this, and this is my job. It's different to stand up in front of people like this when there's this light and speak and you know, express yourself in this way. But I told myself, okay, how am I going to be able to do this? Let me just talk about my life. That's something I know better than anyone else. And I feel like coming from Cleveland, coming from Shaker, you know, such a diverse place, and just looking in the audience from the people I can see, it's still very diverse. But I believe that my upbringing in this town, the school district, is what made me the man I am today. And when I moved away, when I was 20 years old, my mom was extremely sad. Where's my mom at? Yeah, she was crying. Hey, mommy. My first big fan was my mom. And it was really interesting. I remember leaving home, and she's giving me a hug at the airport. And she leans in and she goes, now I can always turn back around. We can go right back home. You can change your mind and everything will be fine. I'm like, no, I'm going. This is happening. And, you know, walking to security and then looking back and just seeing her like, oh. And me just being like, oh. However, as soon as I turned back around, I knew I was on a mission, on a very specific quest. You know, it was bigger than just wanting to be a musician or do movies. It was about finally showing the world what Scott could do. I wasn't the best student. I'm gonna be honest with you. Kendra knows this. If Kendra was in my class and she was sitting next to me, I probably would have tried to cheat off her. But that's not the point. The point is, it's like, when I think about it, you know, I wish I applied myself as much as I applied all the energy into music as I did. As in music, I wish I could apply that same energy into my academics when I was in school. So a lot of people look at me now and they go, oh man, this must be dope to be a rapper. And it is dope, it's awesome. Top notch. But, you know, I can't say that I don't want to sometimes go back and relearn some things. I can't say I don't feel out of certain conversations that my friends have. You know, and these are things that I think about, you know, because being in school is all about being cool and wearing the fresh, I was going to curse, but wearing fresh clothing. And being popular. And when you go out into the real world, you realize that that moment is just a little beep of your life. High school, you know? Now I remember Kendra Agee, but everything else I don't remember. No, I'm just joking. But I'm just saying, at that moment in your time in life, you feel like that's all that matters. High school, it's like, oh, this girl doesn't like me. This guy here, and it's all this drama. And you go into the real world and you know it's about just trying to make your mark in the world. And I never got a chance to do that academically. So I had this fire. I had this fire to pursue this musical career. I had no idea how to go about it. I was living with my uncle, who was up in age at the time, 80 years old. He was an older uncle. So when I moved to New York, it's not like he could show me around and show me all the cool spots. You know, he was just kind of like, there's a train, and you get a Metro card, and you go. And I was like, okay, we got the rapid. I can do this. This is all right. I was immediately wrong for that, for assuming that it was going to be the same. It is not the same. But I embraced it. I embraced the fear, the danger. I enjoyed the fact that I was going in uncharted territory. It was like a sense of wonder for me. And I can't say I was one of those people that was into like having thrills and, you know, getting some type of stimulation from that. But it was nothing like saying like, yo, I'm gonna go out and pursue something and I know I'm gonna do it and nobody's gonna tell me I can't. And anybody that doesn't believe it, I'm gonna prove it to them sooner or later. And that's just what it is. Because at one point I didn't feel like I was smart enough to pass that test. Or I didn't feel like I was smart enough to go to this college. But with music, it was like, nobody's gonna take that from me. You know what I'm saying? Because there was things that I was dealing with as a youth at this school that I didn't talk to people about. That probably kept me from putting my best foot forward with my academics. You know? And the music, it was a platform for me to express myself and also realize that I'm not that crazy. That there's other kids out there that might be depressed or lonely, dealing with suicide, things like this. And it was one of those things that, you know, I just feel really blessed to just have my mom, who's been my supporter forever, who supplied that trip financially, first couple of months or whatever. To have the support in my hometown, I can come back in this room and this field of love and energy. You guys got me really nervous. My palms are sweaty. But it's really just the clock. It's like 11 minutes, 24 seconds, 23 seconds, 22 seconds. It's like, what's gonna happen when that clock's over with? It's like somebody gonna just pull me off stage? Jeez. Really, first thing I did when I went to New York, and most people think it was kind of like this amazing adventure. It wasn't. It was pretty much finding a job. And for the first couple years, I was working everywhere. You know, whether it was like at this clothing store here, or Abercrombie and Fitch, or American Apparel, or Dean DeLuca. I always had a job. I was a hustler. And, you know, I still apply that same work ethic with the music. You know what I mean? Like, I'm almost in a way where I don't know how to relax because my whole life has been just a grind. You know what I mean? And I think that when people ask me, man, how'd you do it? You know, I was just kind of like, I don't know, like I was just focused, you know? Because it's hard to put it into words because I can't say that it's just something that a switch I just flipped when I turned 20. Like I was always this guy, you know, I was always just outspoken and creative and artsy. I used to draw when I was a kid. It was before all the musical stuff came along. I was an artist, you know, I used to draw my stuff. I used to draw my tattoos and I said, oh, when I'm gonna get 18, I'm gonna get these tatted. It was about being a cartoonist up until I was like 15. And then I just wanted to be a rapper. And then it was all uphill from there. But, you know, if I could really just give people one piece of advice, you know, and just pass this along. And one thing I want you to take from this is that, like, we are all the commanders of our own destiny. You know what I mean? It's like you see these movies where they say, like that one movie with Lucy, where she has 100% of her brain power and she could do anything she wants. You know, you realize that the average human doesn't use, like, what, 2-3%? You know what I mean? Some weird small percentage like that. I really just told myself from jump, like, hey man, I'm going to do this, and I applied the information that I needed to execute that, and in places and at times in my life where I didn't have the answers, I made sure to get the information or surround myself with people that had the information. You know what I mean? You can't hang out with people that ain't doing nothing. How you gonna get money hanging around people that ain't got no money? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna be inspired by people who aren't at least trying to go the same way, at least whether it's music or schooling? Like, I would be inspired by all my friends, because I went to college, I went to University of Toledo for 1 year for film. It sucked, I hated it, you know, it wasn't for me. But my film classes were amazing, and now that I'm doing acting, producing shows, writing shows, I wish I wrote that whole couple, 3 more years out, because I would have information that I needed, and I wouldn't have to go through so many hoops to be able to direct or create my own film or TV show. I don't know why I said that. Let me get back on track. Okay. So, really, you know, people, like I say, come up to me all the time and they're like, man, but you did it.